Hi guys, this is Jade E. Wilder here for your daily tarot reading. How are you doing today? How's it going? I'm feeling good. I have a little makeshift setup here and yeah, it's working out. I just put some lemon oil on my hands. I felt really guided to and my cat, she smells it. She's like, ooh, what's that? I felt like the collective needed some energy today. Some what is it? Solar plexus chakra energy. So we'll see what happens in the cards. Just smelling my hands, excuse me. It smells so good. All right, so spirit guides are the highest truth and compassion. What is it that we can share with this collective of individuals today? I'm noticing that my light is like bouncing. So, maybe I'll shuffle on my lap here. Spirit guides are the highest truth and compassion. What is it that we can share with the collective today related to energy, life force energy? Feels like a big related to the solar plexus chakra. And so with that, related to our truth, acting from our truth, acting from self. What is it that we need to share with the collective today? Please and thank you for their highest good. So we have this guy, this guy, this guy, and one off to the side. So if you've been here before and you know that the spread that I do, I have a top card for your conscious mind, a bottom card for your unconscious mind. One off to the side is overall energy, and then one card for advice. Bottom of the deck energy today is the 9 of Swords. And bottom of the deck energy, so it could either be at the core of the reading or something that you've recently moved through, is what I'm getting. I'm just looking at this really quick here. Today I'm drawn to this wallpaper, the symbol here on the wallpaper that could mean something to you, as well as the red bird. Okay. All right. So it sounds like you've been going through some hard things in your conscious. Oh my God. I don't know how many times I've pulled this in your conscious mind. It should be statistically improbable by now, okay? I don't know. I think I've pulled this at least 5 times. At least 5 times in your conscious mind, okay? The King of Pentacles, which is not... I feel like you're laughing with me today. I don't know why. I feel like this king is laughing with me today. I feel that I'm just going to move forward with the reading. Okay, hold on. We have King of Pentacles in your conscious mind. In your unconscious mind, we have strength. Okay, strength. And your overall energy is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so the overall energy being the Knight of Pentacles. The feeling I'm getting from this card, you've done a lot of growing. And I feel this way because on your cape, you have these budding leaves. You've done there's been a lot of growth, especially if you've been moving, and wow, right behind it was the King of Swords. So you've been doing a lot of truth seeking in your waking life, is what I'm getting. It's been hard. It's been painful. You have had to look at things in a different way than you're used to. It's been uncomfortable, is what I'm getting. You're very used to being in this King of Pentacles energy. And some of what you've had to review hasn't made you feel as sovereign as you usually feel. But now that you're moving through this energy, you're understanding that you see that you can feel that level of stability in uncertain emotions or uncertain times, is what I'm getting. And with your overall energy as the Knight of Pentacles, I do feel guided to read out of the guidebook today. I feel that this Knight has something to say or do. There is an action that you're perhaps thinking of taking, just because he's very much in motion and his kitty cat is ready, they're looking to the future, or they're looking ahead, and they feel ready. The energy feels like they're ready to take on this next project. And they seem eager. I will say they seem eager. They've been working on something for a while. They seem eager to deliver something. I just got that. Deliver. Deliver was a part of the... I don't usually say deliver, so I don't know if Spirit maybe wanted me to say deliver. Okay, so let's see here. Knight of Pentacles. So we have a King of Pentacles, we have a Knight of Pentacles, and we have Strength. And actually, one of the first things I'm realizing about all of these cards is they're kind of like a green. There's a lot of green, actually. Like grass. I mean, the card itself, the hue is kind of like a greeny. We have green. And green is the heart chakra. So perhaps you've been doing a lot of heart work. Looking at some truths with your heart. Moving forward, delivering something. All right, Knight of Pentacles. Let's take a look at the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. I have all the tools I need for a prosperous and successful future. Yes, the tools did stand out to me. I did say that. A young knight sets off on an adventure. You can see he isn't in a hurry, and he has packed all his tools, so he is prepared for whatever lies ahead. The Knight of Pentacles, like all the knights, is about forward movement of some kind. Unlike the others, however, the Knight of Pentacles never rushes in. He plans out his goals and his approach, and he does his research to be sure of his path before he takes even one step. That's probably, you've been doing a lot of work, like I said. That doesn't make him any less powerful, however, just slower and more methodical. This can be a good thing, especially if you have a tendency to get carried away. Do you have a tendency to get carried away? Sometimes I have a tendency to get carried away. The knight's energy is strong and sure, and no less an instrument for change than the other knights. Just more planning ahead and less charging ahead, no matter what the obstacles are. Things to consider. If this card represents you in the reading, it is a twofold suggestion. One, that it is time to make changes and move forward in your life. And two, that you need to do so cautiously and methodically, checking into all your options before making a final decision on which direction to take. Are you rushing into something too fast? I don't think you're rushing into it. I feel very much like there's a lot of grounded energy here. You've been doing a lot of thought. So I really don't think you're rushing into anything. This is a reminder to take a breath and slow down, not moving at all for fear of getting it wrong. Question mark. Then consider whether or not you have all your ducks in a row, and if you do, then take the first step in a new direction, confident in your own ability to handle whatever comes. Keep your eye on the prize further down the road. Weird. That was weird. There's a very big beep that just happened, and I don't, there's a standstill down there, so I'm not really sure why there was a beep. Keep your eye on the prize. Further down the road is what the beep was about. Starting with small steps, if that is all you can do right now. If the Knight of Pentacles is someone else, then you can probably depend on this person to help you get where you want to go. Just try to be patient because it isn't going to happen overnight. Interesting. Well, this whatever I read, I felt called to read that because that could mean something to you. Sometimes the words on this page, the way in which they're phrased, I feel they could have a message for you. But on my immediate read here, I get the feeling that there's this overall energy of wanting to deliver something, wanting to deliver news. It could be a gift, it could be communication, it could be an offering, a proposal. And I mean, it doesn't have to be major, is the other piece of this. I don't think it's like, I don't think the energy is as big as like it could be once in a lifetime, but what I'm getting is it's more of it could really be anything. It's an offering, it's an opportunity. You know, opportunities don't always have to be grand. Opportunities could literally be, you notice there's a yoga class 2 doors down from you, and it's the one that it's like your most favorite yoga class. That's an opportunity. Okay, like what else could be an opportunity? I want to try to you and your best friend have the same day off. That's an opportunity to hang out. Okay, like it doesn't have to be I won the lottery or I'm going to get proposed to or like something major. It could be there are opportunities and there are gifts all the time in our daily lives. And I feel like this is asking us to slow down and see where all of these opportunities are, because sometimes we're going so fast and we're thinking so much that we don't actually see the gifts in front of us, okay? That's a big part of this message. Now, you have strength in your unconscious. And with that, I feel that there's either something big that's going to happen or something big has happened. And today, I'm leaning mostly towards something big is going to happen. And the reason for this is because I just get the feeling that with this 9 of Swords, the sun is setting, this person is processing their emotions. This person is processing their emotions to prepare for a new day. And you know that in this new day, this is beginning, this storm is beginning. That is the feeling I get. That is the energy that I get today. And that storm could be also like an opportunity. It could take the form of many different things. A storm doesn't always have to make you feel uncomfortable. A storm could be a big change. A storm could be maybe not a sudden change is what I'm getting. So like there were clear skies and then in a matter of seconds, something just changed within seconds. Like that happens in life all the time. And I'm being guided to share with you that maybe sometimes the things that are really unexpected in life that happen very quickly, let's maybe stop looking at them like storms, like scary storms. Let's stop looking at them as scary storms and let's start looking at them as opportunities. Opportunities. So your overall energy, so I'm looking at all these cards. I feel like there's a lot of heart chakra energy that has been moved through, embracing I just heard embracing your unstruck sound. So if you're a yoga person, you might know what the unstruck sound is, Anahata, your heart chakra, or Google it if you feel so inclined. But essentially, the unstruck sound is your essence that can never be tarnished or diminished no matter what happens, no matter what. It's like your life force essence that shines as bright as a diamond or more, as bright as a star. And it's inside of you always, no matter what. So, and with us beginning with the solar plexus as well, I feel like that has a lot to do with this reading, is perhaps you've been moving through some emotions that have had you question your sovereignty, your unstruck sound. Have you questioned your belonging? Has had you question, my leg just started to tingle when I said belonging. Has had you question where you are in your life and if you are doing the quote unquote right things. And what I'm getting is that there are opportunities all around you to follow the desire of your unstruck sound. And with that does come strength is necessary. Strength is necessary because sometimes, or a lot of the time, we go out into the world with the gifts of our unstruck sound, and people are not so gracious sometimes. Institutions are not so gracious sometimes. But it is who you are, and it always belongs. It always belongs, no matter where you are. So that is a big part of this message. Okay. This feels very broad. I feel like I'm speaking to many people right now because I'm being asked to not go into any really specific details and make this a bit more of a broad message. So let's see if there's any advice here. Whoa. Yeah, okay. So we have the 8 of Wands, and as soon as I flipped it over, I heard embrace the storm, which we just said we're not going to call it a storm anymore. We're going to call it an opportunity. Embrace this opportunity. Okay? Is there something that has happened in your life recently, or will happen soon, and you're not really that excited about it? It gives you kind of a sinking feeling in your stomach. But maybe you keep telling yourself it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. That could be what this is about. It could be, and then there I just heard a beep. I get the feeling that you're holding on for dear life, and the universe is trying to tell you that this storm is an opportunity. How can you see this storm as an opportunity? How can you see this storm as an opportunity? I'm being guided to ask you that. Journal about it. I'm going to pull a Wisdom of the Oracle. I feel like there's something that we need to... There's a little bit more here. Storm as an opportunity. I'm trying to think of a good example that I might have here. Storm as an opportunity. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I have an example. I have a perfect example. So for a couple of weeks, I knew there was a storm / opportunity coming, and that was moving. That was moving to a brand new place. Okay. And I had just moved to a brand new place a year ago. And it took me 6 to 8 months to get situated in that new place. So I knew that there was a storm coming by moving again. And I will say that I saw it as a storm. I didn't really see it as, I knew it was an opportunity, but because of the emotions, it felt a lot more like a storm. And now that I've settled a little bit for a couple of days, I'm really starting to see opportunities. The opportunity to embrace myself fully, doing the work I love to do without any expectation outside of me, essentially. Sometimes when we're around certain people in our lives, our habits change. Have you ever noticed that? Sometimes, ooh, I have a right ring in my ear. Sometimes when we're around certain people, our habits can change. And we don't really notice it sometimes until we've taken a step back. And I think for a really long time, I just wanted to feel safe. And I wanted to feel like I was a quote unquote good person. And I wanted to do what was expected of me in the family, in society. And by doing that, though, I surrendered my autonomy and myself. And I wasn't doing what I truly believe I was here to do on this earth. And so now that, this storm, or at least my perspective of a storm has passed, because I'm still very much in change mode. I mean, I still have boxes in this apartment. We're still getting settled. There's still technically storm energy, but I'm not seeing it as a storm anymore. I'm seeing it as an opportunity to embrace my anahata, to embrace my unstruck sound, and do the work that I know I'm meant to do, and to bring it across the finish line. Because I have the opportunity, I'm realizing, is I have literally everything I need around me, and I have time, and I have convenience and peace to get this work done without being disturbed, or without being swayed, or without being pressured to do anything that would take me out of my soul's purpose. So I just put that in your pipe and smoke it. I used to have a teacher that would say that. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay, so we have bottom of the deck, we have orphaned. And this goes a lot with this belonging feeling that I was picking up on. This feeling like you maybe don't belong where you are. There's a storm and it's making you feel these things that are not maybe comfortable. We got clean it up. Ooh, and all that glitters. These are good ones. So I'm just thinking of the Prince song, all that glitters ain't gold. Okay, so clean it up. I feel like the story I just told has a lot to do with clean it up. Cleaning up old habits, cleaning up what you think you need to do to embrace what you want to do. And then this is like, I'm getting what used to be important is taking a different shape in your life. And what used to matter isn't exactly what matters in this moment that you need to pay attention to. Let me look at this really quick. All that glitters ain't gold. Number 16. Essential meanings: a need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature, trying to be something you're not, Yeah, trying to be something you're not. Chasing after a sparkly new thing. Being mercurial. Okay. Trying to be something you're not. It's only human to want to adorn oneself in trinkets and paint a pretty picture of oneself. It's natural to want to acquire the trappings of status or to deny them as a statement of rebellion. But if it sparkles, is it better? Whether it's a fast car, a big house, a title or position, the stamp of authority, or the sparkling of diamonds, these icons let you know something about a person, place, or thing, or do they? The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them and how they symbolically will elevate them and make them more attractive. This card signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and probe underneath the surface. I feel like that's what you've been doing, probing underneath the surface. Learn to recognize the masks people wear and the motives underlying them. Imagine that all the glitter is gone. Would you still desire that object or person? And I feel that also ties very much into this feeling of belonging. Feeling like whatever this has led you to think about, perhaps it's led you to think about what you really don't want anymore, the things in your life you really don't want to embrace anymore, to see the opportunities around you, the ones that your heart really does want to embrace. And it feels like a storm where you need a lot of strength to move through it because perhaps you've never done it before. Perhaps it's the scariest thing in the world. In your mind, it's the scariest thing you could possibly do because you fill in the blank. And in your conscious mind, you know that it's really what's best for you to maintain this feeling, this King of Pentacles energy. So with Clean It Up, 21, we have the essential meanings. Yeah, getting to the core of a situation is what it says. I'm getting the sense that you've gotten to the core of a situation. Freedom from a burden, cleaning house, and that's like, cleaning your mental house, cleaning your emotional house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. Ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work, overwhelmed, time to clean house. Every item out of place natters, that's an interesting word. Every item out of place natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment. Ooh, I don't know why that hit somewhere. That hit me somewhere in the solar plexus. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack, again, with its not belonging feeling, takes up energetic space. Yes, this energy of feeling, of resisting where you are and the opportunities around you literally takes up your energy and your space. And when it takes up your energy, you're not able to fully embody the work you're supposed to be doing. Every unpaid bill just adds up to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. And that goes really well with the example that I had, because I've had to clean up. I'm just going along with the example because you know your life best, okay? I'm not going to pretend to know your life. You know your life best. So by sharing my examples with you, the hope is that you can see the similarities or even the differences so that you can make your own judgments for yourself, because you're the fucking King of Swords of your own life, dude, okay? I'm just here because I enjoy sharing these stories, because this is stuff that people don't talk about in very often in real life, and it's the stuff that really sets my soul on fire. And my hope is to find people in this world that also want to have hard conversations and they don't just want to talk about the weather. You know what I mean? So with Clean It Up in my example, you know, I had to look at some scary stuff. I had to have some conversations with people in my life that I thought having these conversations would literally, like, the feeling in my body was very much, it feels unbearable. It feels like something really bad is going to happen. But by doing that, by being able to speak your truth, and by being able to put yourself in a situation where every day you can wake up and your anahata is protected, and you're not feeling like you have to bury yourself, that's when you're able to really embrace all the work that was meant for you by the universe. That's how I feel about that. And I would love to know your thoughts if you want to share it in the comments. What you're doing right now, you guys, is really major. This is really, really major work. This is like course correcting work. If you've been going down a path in life and you've kind of felt like it was just the lot you were dealt with, I feel like now you're really kind of moving into a space of you decide. You are fully autonomous of how you use your time and how you use your energy, and there is nobody around you that can take your energy or can project energy that makes you feel you have to be a certain way or do a certain thing. It feels like this is really getting cleaned up for you in your life. And how have you noticed the opportunities showing up for you? What have you been taking advantage of? Put it down in the comments below. I'd love to know. All right, you guys. Well, this is the message. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.